Welcome back, everyone. I'm Genevieve Moongarden. I can't wait for Karamelle, and I really think that this might be the last visual teaser that they're going to give us before Test Realm opens. So let's go in depth on what I see in the GumDrop Forest image and what I think that means for the upcoming world of Karamelle. Alrighty, start off. I see an archway here. I believe it says Sweetsburg. Now, that is obviously in reference to Salzburg. I'm thinking that that is perhaps a gateway or a portal to the area of the mountains, because of the fact that Von Trapp, the Arcanum musicology professor, his last name is Von Trapp. If you know who the Von Trapps are, let's just say it's a Sound of Music reference, and they are from Salzburg. So, guessing Sweetsburg, Salzburg, Sweetsburg probably connects to those high mountains, and that is possibly where the Von Trapp estate, Von Trapp lodge, or estate, whatever it's called, is possibly located up there. And we might be having some more musical themed stuff there because Salzburg had its famous yearly Salzburg Music Festival. So we'll see. Next up, there's a ladder for picking those gumdrops. Now, we don't necessarily see anyone over there, but there is actually something blue that is not the sky, that is in one of the trees. So I'm not sure exactly what that is. Perhaps it's the gnomes that Nana just teased us about. Maybe the gnomes are the ones who pick the gumdrops out of the tree. Next up, I believe this is a no gobblers sign. It looks sort of like the Gobbler King's logo from Colossus Boulevard. We'll see. So that also makes me think that the area with the gobblers is probably close to the GumDrop Forest. One thing I see is these nice paths going all around the area, nice and windy, obviously very well maintained. So obviously this is where we are going to be walking around. Next up that I see is this really cool patterned hedge. Now, I think I've seen something similar to this that had hedge with a cool pattern like this. It was actually the outside of a maze, so that would be really cool if that's what was inside that. Alrighty, next up is this fenced off area with some flowers. Now, some of them look like they have some sort of cherries on them, or these little sour cherry candies, really good. Some of the flowers have red licorice coming out of them, and it looks like this sort of like a purple gumdrop flower over here. I'm very curious about these. They look really cool. And I also see a bunch of benches for sitting around. I don't know if Nana allows her workers to sit on the job. I doubt that it's for them, so I wonder who these benches are really for. Maybe the people she wants to come and visit her world of Karamelle. I have no idea. The benches kind of make me suspicious because I highly doubt any of Nana's employees get breaks. Alrighty, next up on this hill, there's this like unidentifiable gray thing on a pole. I don't know what it is. It could be a sign, it could be a lamppost, it could be a critter. I have no idea, but it's very interesting. I tried to zoom in on it and it just got blurrier, so we'll see. And I noticed that these rock walls along the back areas, possibly going like around Sweetsburg. Now that I've listed the things that I noticed in the GumDrop Forest image that they're showing us, now I'll talk about some other things. We have confirmed places of Karamelle City, Sweetsburg, Soda Lake, GumDrop Forest now, Candy Corn Farm, Gobblerton, Nibbleton. I'm thinking that the other places mentioned, like the ice cream parlor, gummy plant, chocolate factory, I think all of those are in Karamelle City. I think Karamelle City is going to be the hub. I could be reaching here, but a lot of times witches like to hang out in forests, so perhaps the GumDrop Forest, the right side of the picture, I don't know, it looks a little bit darker to me. Or perhaps maybe the witches live in the maze, or I don't know. I'm just reaching here. I'm thinking that Gobblerton obviously is where home for the gobblers. Nibbleton, I think, is where you're finding the hamsters. I think Sweetsburg is connected to the mountainous area with the Von Trapp Lodge / estate, whatever it's going to be called. Maybe there's more moles there. We'll have to see. And I'm thinking that because Nana is only giving us pet snacks through her Twitter account, I'm thinking there may be a shop that has pet snacks. That would be super awesome. Now, I left these on as a maybe because it's from the original video a long time ago. Most people are mentioning the Brothers Bonbon, but I don't hear too many people talk about Baron Gormandizer, which was another character that was mentioned. There's also definitely going to be a Stallone reference in Karamelle. It's either Cliffhanger or First Blood. flood, could be mountainous, could be forest, we'll see. Yes, I have way too much time on my hands, so I created this little bubble map of connected areas of how I think they're going to be setting up this new world. As I mentioned before, I believe Karamelle City is the hub. It's the main area where we go, and all of the other places are connected or accessible through there. I think that Candy Corn Farm is directly connected to it. Sweetsburg is, maybe that's where you take the gondolas. That might be it. And then you head up to the mountains and perhaps the Von Trapp Lodge / estate. I would think that the GumDrop Forest directly connects to Karamelle City. That way they can get the product to the factories, etc. And I'm thinking that because of that no gobblers sign that we haven't seen anywhere else so far, that the gobblers and or the witches, because we know they don't get along, are hanging out near the GumDrop Forest. I don't know if it's gnomes or perhaps hamsters that are picking the gumdrops in the GumDrop Forest, so I'm thinking Nibbleton probably connects to GumDrop Forest as well. And then there's Soda Lake, which we haven't been getting any teasers whatsoever on that. We don't know who's there, what it is. I'm hoping that it isn't a tiny area. I'm thinking not necessarily small like Mirror Lake. I'm thinking more like Pitch Black Lake or the underwater area of Avalon, like a pretty big area for you to go into. And I did have another thought, because it's a candy themed world for Zeke's Quest. We know that Ki loves to use bands, so the three that I could come up with that possibly we're going to be looking for: Sugar Ray, or the Lemon Heads, or the Sugar Cubes. All of those sound really fun. I'm leaning towards Lemon Heads. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching this video. I hope you liked it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and hopefully Test Realm will be open next week. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye!